In 2009, Ubisoft believed it had finally won the war against piracy. When Assassin's Creed 2 launched, it didn't just ship with better graphics or smoother gameplay. It launched with a demand, a constant internet connection, every second, every movement, every mission. Ubisoft wasn't taking chances anymore. They had built what they believed was an unbreakable digital fortress. Hackers had finally met a wall they couldn't climb. That wall fell in 9 days. 9 days to dismantle years of engineering. 9 days to turn millions of dollars in protection into a temporary obstacle. And it forced a dangerous question. How do you actually crack a video game? Imagine an exclusive nightclub. At the entrance stands a silent bouncer. No VIP pass, no entry. That's how early video game protection worked. In the beginning, games relied on serial keys, simple combinations of letters and numbers. If the key matched, the game opened. If not, access denied. It was simple, and it failed. As the internet expanded, those keys spread across forums, chat rooms, and bulletin boards. One legitimate purchase could unlock thousands of illegal copies. Developers watched their profits evaporate, so they adapted. In the 1990s, protection moved to physical media. CD-ROM checks required the original disc inside the drive every time the game launched. No disc, no play. For a moment, it worked. Then, hackers created virtual drives, invisible software that convinced the game a disc was always present, even when the tray was empty. The arms race had officially begun. Modern games escalated things further. Protection evolved into DRM, digital rights management. Unlike old serial keys, DRM doesn't check ownership once. It checks repeatedly. Games communicate with servers, verifying that your copy is legitimate throughout gameplay. It's less like a bouncer at the door and more like a security guard following you around the club. And still, DRM falls. Because cracking doesn't begin with theft, it begins with purchase. Crackers buy legitimate copies to access untouched files. They examine the game's executable, the compiled machine code that actually runs the program. At this level, everything looks like incomprehensible instructions meant only for processors. But with reverse engineering tools, those instructions can be translated into something humans can analyze. Crackers search for one thing: the ownership verification checks. Find the check, understand the logic, remove it. For basic DRM, that can be enough. But then there's Denuvo, and Denuvo changed the battlefield. Denuvo doesn't simply verify ownership, it actively defends the entire game. Instead of leaving the code fully readable, Denuvo encrypts it. Only tiny fragments decrypt at the exact moment they're needed. During a cutscene, only cutscene logic becomes visible. During combat, only combat logic appears in memory. Everything else stays locked. At the same time, Denuvo scans the system for suspicious behavior, debuggers, memory manipulation, abnormal processes. If it detects interference, it doesn't just block access, it sabotages performance. That's why early cracked versions of Grand Theft Auto 4 experienced strange physics glitches and spinning cameras. Those weren't random bugs, they were deliberate countermeasures. So how do crackers defeat something designed to fight back? With patience. Every time Denuvo decrypts a fragment of code, it briefly exists in memory. Crackers extract that fragment and save it. But because fragments only appear during specific gameplay moments, they must trigger everything. Every mission, every side quest, every alternate ending. Weeks of work, sometimes months. Once enough fragments are collected, they are reconstructed into a clean, fully decrypted build. False pathways and traps are removed. One missed instruction can crash the entire game. These cracking groups operate with surprising organization. Reverse engineers analyze code. Testers verify stability. Release coordinators prepare distribution. And the only thing that truly matters is speed. When a heavily protected game launches, the countdown begins. But here's the twist most people never see. Some of the world's most skilled crackers eventually transition into legitimate cybersecurity or game development roles. Their understanding of protection systems often surpasses that of traditional engineers. Because piracy hasn't just harmed the gaming industry, it has shaped it. For many players across the world, purchasing full-price games was never realistic. Titles like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, or Grand Theft Auto, Vice City spread through shared copies, USB drives, and community networks. That reality complicates the narrative. There's a popular phrase in gaming culture: if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. It resonates because digital ownership itself feels fragile. Servers shut down, licenses expire, access disappears. And yet, there's another side. Games represent years of effort. Programmers, artists, composers, writers, people who invested time, skill, and passion into building interactive worlds. So the conflict continues. Protection grows more complex. Crackers grow more creative. Players remain divided. And maybe the real question isn't who wins this war. Maybe it's whether a war like this can ever truly end.